John has a tendency to really think far ahead of most anyone else. He really has a lot of foresight, and he worries about what's going on in years ahead as opposed to months ahead.
So a wonderful story about John is that when he first moved to the city and he was a student at NYU, he either was married to Deb at the time or they were still dating, and he had just finished reading the biography of Robert Moses. And he had Deb drive him throughout the city to see all of the many projects that Robert Moses was responsible for. And I mean, I've read the book as well, and I would say I'm an avid New Yorker, but it was that story that I said, oh my goodness, just the zeal and the zest to not just know about something, but to experience it, I think is very much a part of who John is.
John's whole perspective, I think, is trying to really enhance the vitality of whatever it is he does. And so much of the planning that we do here in New York, it really centers around that.
Planning is something that is big scale. Architecture often is something about the small pieces, the details. The ability to work at big scales and small scales, I think, is something that you have to have in the city. The city that we live in is so huge, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the relationship or the experiences that you have walking down the street. Planning is an art that its canvas is the entire city. And the best part of living in the city is having thousands and millions of different artists really contributing to that work of art. And I think the city, urban life, is something that seeks out that contribution and creates something bigger than what we could all accomplish on our own. And that's something that you can only have in a place like New York. Urban planners, urban designers are important to have, especially in a firm that works in New York City. Understanding of the city is essential to everything that we do here, not only in terms of its art, its institutions, but its culture as well. So I think what I offer this office, or what I do in this office, really is to bridge that gap between the buildings that we create and the city that we live in.